All right, get those stomachs rumbling, folks. We're about to take a deep dive into the Tokyo food scene. And trust me, this is going to be way more than just your average sushi guy.
Oh, absolutely.
We're talking about unlocking those hidden foodie gems.
Yeah.
That'll make you feel like a true Tokyo local.
You know, what I find so captivating about Tokyo's food scene is this incredible fusion of the ultra-modern and the deeply traditional.
Oh, I love that.
Like, you can be in this Michelin-starred restaurant 1 minute, and then the next, you're elbow to elbow with locals.
Oh, for sure.
At a street food stall that's been there for generations.
Amazing.
It's a city where culinary innovation meets time-honored techniques.
Okay, my mouth is watering already.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about the must-try dishes, right?
Absolutely.
We've got a top 10 countdown.
I love it.
Of iconic eats that'll give you a real taste of Tokyo.
Okay, let's start with number 10. Takoyaki.
Takoyaki?
These little octopus-filled balls
Oh, yeah.
are a street food staple and a true icon of Osaka.
Yes.
Where you'll be spending days 5 and 6 of your trip.
Now, hold on.
Yeah.
Days 5 and 6 in Osaka, they have to hit up Dotonbori, right?
Absolutely.
It's like Takoyaki Central.
Especially at night.
The energy there is electric.
When all those neon signs reflect off the river.
Ugh, so cool.
Dotonbori is a must-visit for any foodie exploring Osaka.
Absolutely.
And speaking of Osaka specialties, let's move on to number 9 on our list. Okonomiyaki.
Okay, okonomiyaki, what is that?
Think of it as a savory pancake.
Okay.
But so much more than that. You get to choose your own ingredients.
Oh, cool.
Seafood, veggies, meat,
yeah,
all cooked together on a hot griddle.
Okay.
Piled high with savory sauces, mayo, and these magical dancing bonito flakes.
Oh, the bonito flakes.
Yeah, those are key.
That's so cool.
All right, so we got takoyaki and okonomiyaki.
Yeah.
Definitely on your Osaka must-eat list.
I'm writing it down.
What's next on our countdown?
Let's hear it.
At number 8, we have another Osaka delight, kushikatsu.
Oh, kuchikatsu.
These are deep-fried skewers.
Okay.
Pretty much anything you can imagine.
Oh, wow.
Meat, seafood, vegetables, cheese, all coated in this light, crispy batter and fried to perfection.
That sounds like
the ultimate adventure food.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can just grab a skewer of whatever catches your eye.
If someone's a little hesitant, like a picky eater,
yeah,
would kushikatsu be a good gateway?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can ease into it with some familiar favorites.
Yeah.
And then maybe branch out to something a little more adventurous.
Oh, I like it.
And once again, Dotonbori is a great place to find amazing kushikatsu.
It's all about that street food energy in Osaka, huh?
All right. Now, let's switch gears and head back to Tokyo.
All right, back to Tokyo.
For our number 7 pick, tonkatsu.
Ah, tonkatsu. Now, this is a classic.
Yeah.
But I've heard it can be quite a heavy meal.
It can be.
Are there any lighter variations?
There are.
You know, for those hot summer days.
Yeah, tonkatsu is essentially a breaded pork cutlet.
Okay.
Deep fried until it's crispy and golden brown. It's usually served with shredded cabbage, rice, and a tangy savory sauce.
I love that sauce.
It is quite filling.
Yeah.
But there are restaurants that offer a lighter version.
Oh, good.
Sometimes they'll use chicken or fish instead of pork.
Right.
And they'll focus on a thinner, crispier breading.
So there's a tonkatsu for every appetite.
Exactly.
I like it. I like it.
All right, so number 6 on our list.
Okay, number 6 is tempura.
Now, this is more than just fried food, right?
Oh, yeah. Tempura is a true art form in Japan.
Really?
It's about taking fresh, high-quality ingredients, usually seafood or vegetables, and quickly deep frying them in a light, ethereal batter.
Okay.
The result is incredibly delicate.
Oh, wow.
Crispy texture that just melts in your mouth.
So it sounds like it's all about the technique and the freshness of the ingredients.
Absolutely. This isn't your average greasy fried food.
No, not at all.
That's what makes Japanese cuisine so special, right?
Yeah.
It's all about showcasing those natural flavors and elevating them through those meticulous preparation techniques.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of meticulous preparation, coming in at number 5 on our countdown is ramen.
Ramen. Okay.
A dish that's so much more than just a quick meal.
I know. I feel like ramen gets a bad rap sometimes.
It does.
It's
a college student staple.
Yeah, the instant ramen.
Yeah.
But it's so diverse.
It is.
I've heard there are endless variations across Japan.
Absolutely.
Like, what are we talking about here?
What's fascinating about ramen is that each region has its own unique take on the dish.
Okay.
You have the rich pork-based tonkatsu ramen of Kyushu,
Okay.
the lighter soy sauce-based shoyu ramen of Tokyo,
Okay.
and the miso-based ramen of Hokkaido,
Wow.
just to name a few.
So many different kinds.
And then within each region,
Yeah.
you'll find endless variations depending on the type of noodles, the toppings,
Right.
and the chef's personal touch.
So it's like a ramen adventure just waiting to happen.
It is.
Oh, I love it.
It truly is.
Okay, ramen crawl is going on the itinerary for sure.
It should be.
All right, what's next?
At number 4, we have 2 noodle soups.
Okay, 2 for 1.
That are all about simple, comforting flavors. Udon and soba.
Ooh, udon and soba.
Udon noodles are thick and chewy,
Yeah.
made from wheat flour.
I love udon.
While soba noodles are thinner,
Okay.
have a slightly nutty flavor because they're made from buckwheat.
See, I'm more of a soba person,
Okay.
but I love them both.
Yeah, they're both great.
And they're so versatile.
They are.
You can have them hot or cold in a light broth with a dipping sauce.
Exactly, and you can find them everywhere.
That's what I love about it.
From casual noodle stands to more upscale restaurants.
It's true.
And here's a bonus tip for you.
Oh, bonus tip. Okay.
Many places offer vegan and gluten-free options for udon and soba, so everyone can enjoy these comforting noodle soups.
Love that. Very inclusive.
Now let's talk about yakitori.
Yakitori. All right.
Coming in at number 3 on our list.
Number 3. Okay.
Basically, it's grilled chicken skewers.
Grilled chicken skewer. Simple enough?
But I imagine there's more to it than meets the eye.
I would imagine so.
So yakitori is so much more than just chicken on a stick.
Okay, lay me.
First of all, you'll find a variety of cuts of chicken,
Okay.
from tender breast meat
Yeah.
to more flavorful thigh and wing pieces.
All right.
And then there's the seasoning.
Okay.
You can have it with a savory tour sauce,
Mhm.
simple salt,
Okay.
or a variety of spices.
So it's all about exploring
Yeah,
the different textures and flavors of the chicken.
exactly.
Now, I've heard yakitori is best enjoyed with cold beer,
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
It's the perfect pairing.
especially after a long day of exploring.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll find great yakitoris all over Tokyo.
Yeah.
But it's also popular street food in Osaka.
It-
So Dotonbori at night,
Mm-hmm.
with its bustling atmosphere, tempting aromas,
Yeah,
great place to experience yakitori culture.
it is.
I'm getting serious FOMO right now.
We should be.
Okay, so what's next?
Number 2 on our list is matcha,
Matcha, all right.
a finely ground powder of green tea leaves.
I love matcha.
That has become a global phenomenon.
It really has.
But in Japan, matcha is more than just a trendy latte.
Oh, yeah.
It's deeply ingrained in Japanese culture,
How so?
used in traditional tea ceremonies, sweets, and even savory dishes.
I'm excited to experience it beyond the latte.
You should be.
Where do you recommend going for an authentic matcha experience?
Well, since you'll be spending a few days in Kyoto,
Yes, days 9 and 10.
you're in luck.
Okay.
Kyoto is renowned for its high-quality matcha.
Cool.
You can visit tea houses for a traditional tea ceremony,
Okay.
explore shops specializing in matcha sweets,
Matcha sweets, yes.
or even try matcha soba noodles,
Whoa.
a unique and delicious Kyoto specialty.
Okay, I'm marking that down. Matcha soba noodles in Kyoto.
It's a must-try.
All right, drum roll, please.
All right,
For our number 1 pick,
here we go.
the dish you absolutely can't miss in Tokyo.
Yeah.
It's sushi.
Of course.
We had to save the best for last.
We did.
Sushi in Tokyo
Yep.
is an experience unlike any other.
It is.
It's all about the freshness of the seafood,
Absolutely.
the precision of the chefs,
Mhm.
and the artistry of the presentation.
It's a true art form.
I'm already imagining those melt-in-your-mouth pieces of nigiri,
Yeah.
those beautifully crafted sushi rolls.
And speaking of sushi,
Okay.
remember that on day 8 of your trip, you'll be visiting the Tsukiji Outer Market in Tokyo.
Tsukiji Market. Yes.
It's a bustling marketplace with an incredible array of seafood,
Okay.
including some of the freshest sushi you'll ever taste.
Sushi breakfast at Tsukiji Market.
Put it on your list.
Added.
Okay.
Okay, but it's not just about the food, right?
It's not.
Navigating Tokyo,
Yeah.
experiencing its culture is also key. So what are some local customs that we should be aware of?
Japan has a rich culture and a strong sense of etiquette.
Okay.
And showing respect for local customs will enrich your travel experience.
Absolutely.
One of the first things you'll notice is bowing.
Bowing, right?
Yeah, it's the customary way to greet someone in Japan,
Okay.
and the depth and duration of the bow depends on the formality of the situation.
So it's not just a quick nod.
It's not.
There's like a whole art to it.
There is.
What about gift giving?
Yeah,
I've heard that's a big part of Japanese culture.
it is.
And it's something you'll encounter firsthand when you're traveling.
Yeah.
Okay, how so?
In Japan, it's customary to bring back small gifts.
Okay.
Called omiyage.
Omiyage.
For friends and family.
Okay.
These are usually local specialties like snacks, sweets, or regional crafts that are meant to be shared.
It's like a way of sharing your travel experiences with loved ones back home.
Exactly. I love that.
It's a beautiful tradition.
So what about table manners?
Right. Any specific things we should keep in mind?
When it comes to dining in Japan, there are a few key things to remember.
All right.
First, it's considered polite to wait for the host to start eating before you begin your meal.
Oh, okay.
It's also important to use chopsticks properly.
Of course.
Avoid sticking your chopsticks upright in your rice bowl.
I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's associated with funerals.
Right.
And try not to pass food from chopsticks to chopsticks.
Okay.
As this is also considered taboo.
Good to know.
All right, so let's shift gears and talk about getting around Tokyo.
Okay, transportation.
Yeah, it's a massive city.
It is huge.
But I've heard that the public transportation system is incredibly efficient.
It's amazing.
The train system is a marvel of efficiency.
I've always wanted to experience the Shinkansen, the bullet train.
You have to.
Is that something you recommend?
Absolutely.
Okay.
The Shinkansen is an experience in itself.
Yeah.
Traveling at speeds of up to 320 kilometers per hour. Yeah. It's a smooth, comfortable, and incredibly fast way to get between cities.
Okay, sign me up.
And for unlimited travel on the Shinkansen and other JR lines,
I
highly recommend getting a Japan Rail Pass.
The Japan Rail Pass.
It can save you a lot of money, especially if you're planning on doing a lot of traveling.
So it's like a golden ticket to explore Japan.
It is.
Yeah.
It's worth considering.
But what about getting around within Tokyo itself?
Yeah, so the subway system in Tokyo is extensive and surprisingly easy to navigate, even for first-timers.
Good.
It's well signposted in English.
Okay, that's helpful.
And you can use a prepaid IC card, like Suica or Pasmo. For seamless travel.
Right.
You can easily purchase and top up these cards at train stations.
So trains and subways are the way to go.
They are.
But are there any areas that are particularly pedestrian-friendly?
There are.
You know, I always enjoy exploring a city on foot.
Yeah, and many areas in Tokyo are incredibly pedestrian-friendly.
Oh, that's great.
In fact, some of the best ways to discover hidden gems and experience the local atmosphere are by simply wandering through different neighborhoods.
So ditch the map and just go with the flow?
Sometimes that's the best way to do it.
Absolutely.
But while exploring is encouraged, there are a few things you might want to avoid during your trip to Tokyo.
With that?
First and foremost, crowds.
Crowds, I can imagine.
Tokyo is a densely populated city.
Yeah.
And certain times of year can be incredibly crowded.
Like when?
So Golden Week.
Golden Weeks.
Which is a series of holidays in late April and early May. Is notorious for crowds.
Oh, wow.
So if you can...
Right.
I'd recommend avoiding travel during that time.
Okay, good to know.
What else should we be mindful of? Summer humidity.
Oh, yeah, bet.
Tokyo summers can be hot and humid.
I can imagine.
So if you're not used to that kind of weather...
Yeah.
It can be quite uncomfortable.
Right.
Spring and autumn are generally more pleasant times to visit.
Makes sense.
With milder temperatures and beautiful foliage in autumn.
Okay, so plan your trip accordingly.
Yeah.
Anything else?
While many people in Tokyo speak English, especially in tourist areas, it's always helpful to learn a few basic Japanese phrases.
Oh, for sure.
It shows respect for the local culture, and it can enhance your interactions with people.
Right. Even a few words can go a long way.
They can.
Now let's talk about the practicalities of traveling to Tokyo.
Oh, okay.
Especially for those on a budget.
Yeah.
What can travelers expect to spend on accommodation?
So accommodation costs in Tokyo can vary widely, depending on your preferences and budget.
Right.
You can find budget-friendly options like hostels and capsule hotels.
Capsule hotels?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to try one of those.
They're quite an experience.
What's the price range on those?
Starting from around 5,000 yen per night, which is roughly $45 US.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. For more comfortable options like hotels and traditional Japanese inns called ryokans. You can expect to pay anywhere from 10,000 to 20,000 yen per night. Which is around 90 to 180 US dollars.
So there's something for every budget.
There is.
I love it.
It depends on what you're looking for.
Right, exactly.
And how much you want to spend.
Now, what about the most important part of the trip?
Yes.
Food.
The food.
What's a realistic daily budget for eating our way through Tokyo?
So for food, you can expect to spend anywhere from 500 to 2,000 yen per meal,
Okay.
which is about 4 to 18 US dollars.
Okay, that seems reasonable.
Yeah, of course this can vary depending on where you eat.
Right, of course.
Street food is an affordable and delicious way to experience the local cuisine,
Yeah.
with many options available for under 500 yen.
Okay, love that.
For sit-down restaurants, you can expect to pay a bit more,
Makes sense.
especially for dinner.
Right.
And if you're splurging on fine dining experiences, you can easily spend upwards of 5,000 yen per meal.
So it really depends on what you're going for.
It does.
Okay, let's factor in transportation.
Yeah.
How much should we budget for getting around?
As I mentioned earlier, the Japan Rail Pass is a cost-effective option for intercity travel.
The Japan Rail Pass.
So getting around within Tokyo,
Yeah.
you can budget around 200 to 400 yen per subway ride,
Okay.
which is about 2 to 4 US dollars.
Okay, that's not bad.
And if you're using prepaid IC cards,
Yeah, like the Suko or Pasmo,
yeah, exactly.
you'll get a slight discount on fares.
You will.
All right, so we've covered accommodation,
Yeah.
food, and transportation.
Yes.
What's a realistic estimate for the total cost
Okay.
of a one-month trip to Tokyo, excluding flights?
Based on these estimates,
Okay.
a realistic range for a one-month trip to Tokyo would be around 2,500 to 4,500 US dollars.
Okay.
Depending on your travel style and spending habits.
So for a month of immersing yourself
Yeah.
in Tokyo's vibrant culture and incredible food scene,
Absolutely.
you're looking at a few $1,000s
Yeah.
an investment
It is.
that's sure to pay off in unforgettable experiences.
Oh, absolutely.
And remember, we've just scratched the surface of what Tokyo has to offer.
Yeah.
There's always something new to discover.
There is.
And the best adventures often happen
Mm-hmm.
when you step outside of your comfort zone.
Absolutely. Embrace the unknown. Be open to trying new things.
Yeah,
And don't be afraid to get lost in the maze of Tokyo's streets.
I love that.
You'll be rewarded with culinary delights and cultural encounters
Yeah.
that will stay with you long after you've returned home.
All right, so now that we've set the stage for your Tokyo adventure,
Okay.
it's time to shift gears a little bit
Okay.
and explore a unique aspect
Mm-hmm.
of Japanese dining culture.
I'm intrigued.
We've talked about so many amazing dishes and culinary experiences, but I'm
Mhm.
curious, what's something that truly captures the essence of Japanese dining culture?
Well, one concept that really stands out is omakase. Omakase.
It literally translates to "I leave it to you,"
Okay.
and it represents a deep trust between the diner and the chef.
Interesting.
You're essentially putting yourself in the chef's hands,
Wow.
allowing them to create a personalized tasting menu
Oh, wow.
based on the freshest seasonal ingredients
Okay.
and their culinary expertise.
So it's like a culinary adventure where you don't know what's coming next.
Exactly.
I love that.
It's about surrendering to the experience and trusting the chef's judgment.
That's really cool.
And speaking of experiences,
Yeah.
presentation plays a huge role in Japanese dining culture.
Okay. How so?
Every dish is meticulously crafted, almost like a work of art,
Oh, wow.
with attention to detail in every element,
Yeah.
from the arrangement of the food
Right.
to the choice of plates and garnishes.
So it's a feast for the eyes as well as the stomach.
It is.
I love that about Japanese cuisine.
Yeah,
It's so much more than just fuel. It's an art form.
precisely. And let's not forget about the etiquette of dining in Japan. Okay, etiquette, important.
One thing that often surprises visitors is that sleeping noodles is not only acceptable,
Really?
but encouraged.
Wait, so we're supposed to slurp?
You are.
Interesting.
It's seen as a way of showing appreciation for the chef
Okay.
and enhancing the flavor of the noodles and the broth.
So ditch those table manners we're used to back home.
Exactly.
And slurp away.
Slurp away.
I love it.
It's all about embracing those local customs.
Right.
Another etiquette tip to keep in mind
Okay.
is that when it comes to paying the bill,
Yeah.
it's usually done at the cashier rather than at the table.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Now, we've been focusing a lot on restaurants,
We have.
but I'm curious about exploring the markets and the street food scene in Tokyo.
Yeah. What are some must-visit spots?
Well, markets are an integral part of Japanese life,
Okay.
and they're a foodie's paradise.
I'll bet.
You'll find everything from fresh seafood and produce
Look
to
at that.
local snacks, pickles, and traditional sweets.
Ooh, I love pickles.
The Tsukiji Outer Market.
Yes, Tsukiji, which you'll be visiting on day 8 of your trip,
Right.
is a must-see.
It is.
It's a vibrant, bustling marketplace
Yeah.
with rows upon rows of vendors
Wow.
selling all sorts of culinary treasures.
So it's an experience in itself.
It is.
I'm already picturing myself wandering through the market, sampling different snacks, and soaking up the atmosphere.
It's a feast for the senses.
I bet it is.
And don't forget about the street food.
Oh, yeah, street food.
You'll find street food stalls all over Tokyo,
Okay.
offering a quick and delicious way to experience those local flavors.
Awesome.
From yakitori and takoyaki to taiyaki.
Taiyaki, what's that?
It's a fish-shaped pastry filled with sweet red bean paste.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
There's something for everyone.
So it sounds like a street food adventure is a must-do in Tokyo.
It is.
Absolutely. All right. Any other last words of wisdom?
I would say go with an open mind, an adventurous palate, and a sense of curiosity.
That's good advice.
Don't be afraid to try new things, even if they seem unfamiliar.
Embrace the unexpected, get lost in the maze of flavors and aromas, and allow yourself to be surprised by the culinary wonders of Tokyo.
That's beautiful.
It's a city that rewards those who are willing to explore.
Tokyo is calling, and I'm already feeling inspired to book my own foodie adventure.
You should.
Remember, food is more than just sustenance.
It is.
It's a window into a culture,
Absolutely.
a way to connect with people, and a source of endless discovery and delight.
Well said.
So grab your chopsticks, pack your bags, and get ready to experience the magic of Tokyo's culinary scene.